Hello, and welcome to For Better or Worse, a movie and TV podcast. The podcast where we review movies and TV.
And we're married?
And
Is that
we're
part of the
married.
intro?
Nope. Follow us on Instagram at Better or Worse _podcast to see behind the scenes goings on, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Give us a like.
And we'll see you there.
You didn't give us a like, so the cat left.
She left.
If you give us a like, she'll come back.
Anyway, I'm Toby.
I'm Gino.
And today we're talking about Obi-Wan on Disney Plus.
Yes, Obi-Wan, which I believe was supposed to be a movie. And then they were like, nah, because Han Solo was bad. So they're like, we'll just make it a Disney Plus
They
show.
made like a Han Solo with young Han Solo.
Yes.
Oh, I guess they're making
and
this
this
with
is
young.
Obi-Wan with it is a simultaneously young Obi-Wan and old Obi-Wan, because it is an older version of the young Obi-Wan from the prequels.
Right, he's just not gray yet.
Starring Ewan McGregor.
I love you, and I'm sorry, I have an eyelash now.
Okay.
We
got to pause the entire podcast for Toby's eyelash. Okay, so Toby, would you like to let the fans out there know?
Yeah.
Your, I guess, credentials as a Star Wars fan. I feel like you always have to defend your Star Wars fanism, or I have to defend my Star Wars fanism.
I feel like it's more fun for you to go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Wait, and let me just preface this by saying I've known Gino for years and years and years. He hides the fact that he likes Star Wars very well.
Because I don't like most of Star Wars.
Liars.
Okay, so I will preface this by saying I think most of Star Wars is dumb and bad. I only like so most Star Wars is dumb and bad, but the Star Wars that I really like. Does that make sense?
It does. I also think you only think a few of them are bad, considering there are more now.
Yeah, but most of them stink. So I like Episode 4. I think that's my favorite.
That's the first one.
First one,
the
original Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I like Episode 5 a lot. Episode 6 is mostly fine. And Mandalorian Season 1 and Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2. That's pretty much it. And Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the GameCube. That's it. It's 6 Star Wars things.
That's what he likes.
I really, really don't like the prequels. I think they're some of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't see a lot of really bad movies. So the prequels to me are the gold standard of how to not make a good movie. I get pretty annoyed by people who do like the prequels. People are like, you're entitled to your own opinion.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Not for the prequels. No. And it's so weird to me that the prequels are getting this renaissance of for the last 5 or 6 years or so, where now people on the internet and in real life are starting to talk about them like they're good movies.
Maybe they're trying to find the best parts. Maybe they're so bad now they're old. It's cool.
No, but no.
I
you could say that about the original Star. I mean, the original Star Wars were huge right off the bat, but
they're so good,
dumb
the
movies. But they just got better.
I guess
that's my credentials as a Star Wars fan.
To give Gino a break.
The original trilogy. There's 2 really good games. There's a couple other games I have to play that I haven't played yet. And Mandalorian Season 1 is amazing. That's pretty much it. And honestly, I don't like Mandalorian Season 2 because they go into more stupid Star Wars stuff, like Jedis.
I forgot what happened.
It's dumb. And Ahsoka Tano shows up. I don't care. Yeah, we didn't like Boba Fett. We stopped watching Boba Fett.
So let me share.
No, this is my episode.
This is Gino's episode.
This is my personal rant against people who like the prequels.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is going to be a Gino episode.
Why is that, Tobes?
Because I don't like Star Wars.
Oh, but also why is that?
Oh, I fell asleep during Obi-Wan. So
please let people know your credentials as a Star Wars fan.
My experience with
your
Star
resume.
Wars. It's limited.
It's a series as a resume.
So I have seen the first one.
Episode 4. Which originally was just Star Wars.
Right. Then like it. I love Han Solo.
Great character.
What's his name? Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Very attracted to him. Haven't seen full Indiana Jones movies, so I don't actually think I've seen anything he's been in besides Star Wars. But
He's good in that one where he's the president and he has to fly Air Force One.
nope, didn't see it.
It's pretty good.
But
Airplane.
didn't see it. Airplane? No, that's a comedy.
Harrison Ford slaps. Just a bunch of Harrison Ford slaps the lady. It's the only scene from Airplane I remember.
The joke one?
Yeah. Just a
The
bunch
one where
of
he
Harrison
says, "Don't
Ford.
call me Shirley."
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Huh. We'll have to rewatch it.
And then it's Harrison Ford driving the plane, and then a little Chewbacca inflatable comes up.
That sounds hilarious.
Is that the right movie?
You guys, I don't know. You guys want us to watch Airplane? We'll watch it.
It's got to be the right movie.
Because it's a comedy. Anyway, so have seen the second episode 5
with Hoth, the Snow Planet.
Snow Planet.
Luke, I am your
That's
father.
like very much in the
Spoiler alert.
beginning.
Or actually, no, I don't think it's Luke, I'm your father.
Did you? I watch it with you.
We've watched it together, but the thing is, so I think we watched it together.
So I've seen episode 5.
I can throw episode 4 and 5 on pretty much at any point and watch any part of them.
Also,
they're just so good.
Right. So, right. And I'm kind of with that. I'll watch it. But so, haven't seen Jabba the Hutt.
You never saw episode 6?
Haven't seen episode 6.
Really? So you never saw like Slave Leia outfit with the bikini?
I have,
it's
but
very
like
1980s?
because I watched Friends. So like, and I've seen
Oh,
clips.
right.
So
That's
like,
when Rachel dresses up.
Exactly. It's like I know the clip.
Who wore it better? Carrie Fisher
tough
or
call.
What's her name?
Rachel.
Right, but who's the
And
actress?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. I'm going Carrie Fisher.
I would say Carrie Fisher.
Both
I think
avid
so.
no bra wearers. Fun fact about the Star Wars. George Lucas said when Carrie Fisher came out in her like white outfit with a bra on, because George Lucas said there's no bras in space because it was the 70s.
Man,
I guess
space is made for
you can get away
women.
with saying that to people and
That's
not
right.
get in trouble.
Now you can't.
And Friends, I guess, also famous, at least for me growing up.
For nipples, I would say.
Famous for me. Yes.
Friends is famous for nipples.
Yes.
Sets has to be cold because the lights are hot. So
But anyway, I give it to Carrie Fisher. I think she wore it better.
I would agree. Okay.
Rest in peace.
Prequels. Have seen parts of them.
Okay. Can you tell me, like, the basic plot of episode, like the first Star Wars?
Baby Anakin.
Not a baby. No, the first episode. Episode 4.
Like
Episode 4. The basic plot
with Luke.
with Luke.
Luke is found by Obi-Wan. He said these are not the droids you're looking for.
At some point. It's not the plot. It's
And
the things
then-
that happen.
And then Darth Vader
Okay.
is blowing up a
What
planet.
I was trying to do is show that, like, the prequels are so bad that you would not be able to tell the story of the prequels because they're bad.
Oh, the prequel was
but you
with
can't
little
tell
Anakin.
So now you're proving the point that the prequels are better. Tone.
No, you're getting me confused.
Didn't you read my propaganda before we started?
Right, they're terrible. Gino, you told me episode 4.
Yeah, the original Star Wars.
That's what I was doing.
Right,
with
so
Luke.
according to
But that's not a prequel.
Right, so you were supposed to be able to do it because they're good movies, and then not be able to do it with the prequels.
No, let me try
bad.
the prequel. Let me try the prequel.
Okay, but if you do a better job,
I think I could do a better job.
right, disproving my thought. All the people that know I hate the prequels are like, I told you, they're good movies.
No, so young Anakin is flying a cruiser in a race.
No, now you're doing this. Now you're doing this on purpose.
So all I remember.
There's like an hour. See, that's why the prequels are bad. There's like an hour and a half before that happens.
Yeah, that's all I remember is him flying for like 20 minutes.
I love people who are like, okay, who's the main character of episode 1?
Not Anakin.
And they're like, Anakin. I'm like, he doesn't show up until an hour and a half.
Who's
into
the main
movie.
character?
There is none.
Oh.
It's some people say Obi-Wan, but like he's not
I'm
in
gonna
half
tell
the
you,
movie.
Obi-Wan's real boring.
Yeah,
So,
okay, we're not there yet. So yeah, Obi-Wan.
no, as a person.
Right. So he's not in half the movie because when they get to find Anakin, he's not really in it anymore. He stays in the ship.
Okay.
And it's not Qui-Gon because he's like the mentor figure. Like,
and
then
Qui-Gon's Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson is like the Obi-Wan of that movie. So he's like the Gandalf, and then he dies.
Oh,
So,
early
like,
on?
he's not the protagonist. He dies at the end of the movie. But
Okay.
like he's not supposed to be like there is no main character. And then who's the main character of episode 2?
Anakin.
But he's a bad guy that
He's a
murders
bad
people.
guy. I don't remember any murder.
He murders like a whole
Wait,
village
is
in
that
the
Clone
second
Wars?
movie. Yeah,
So-
Attack of the Clones.
So fun fact, in middle school, there was like a rain day or something. It was it was summer, I don't know. Went to go see Clone Wars.
The movie?
Sorry, Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
It
Because there is
must-
a Clone Wars movie that's bad.
Sorry,
also.
Attack of the Clones. I might have been in camp and they made us all go see it, and
Okay.
I definitely fell right asleep.
Not a fan of Star Wars at all.
I
Well, I
can't
can't blame you because episode 2 is my least favorite Star Wars movie.
listen. When we get into Obi-Wan, I'm gonna I'm sorry, you guys. Should we, for better or worse, it? I'm ready.
Well, we're not there yet.
I'm there. What do you else
Who's the protagonist of the original Star Wars trilogy?
Luke.
Exactly. See how easy that is?
Luke.
Shows up like 15 minutes into the first movie.
Oh, Leia says, help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Yes.
I'm there.
Darth Vader takes over the freighter.
Right, and kills her planet.
Well, that's later. And Darth Vader doesn't do that. The Death Star does. The Grand Moff Tarkin. Because in the first movie, Darth Vader is just like, I know my Star Wars.
That's what I want to say.
I hate it all, but I know it all.
You like it a lot.
No, I just know it. I'm good at remembering things.
This is how I am with Harry Potter.
You know you're not. You don't remember anything from Harry Potter.
I remember things.
List all the Horcruxes.
7 of them.
You can make them up. I don't know.
One is Harry.
Okay, Harry's one.
Harry's
Snake.
one. The snake. The book.
Elder Wand?
No.
Okay. The book.
A cup. The locket.
A locket.
Shucks.
I know everything about Harry Potter. Listen, you could have made them up. I actually don't know. But in the first Star Wars movie, Darth Vader is, episode 4, Darth Vader is just like a guy. He's like an SS officer who like works for the Empire. He's like a strong dude who like beats people up. And then it was later on in the prequels, they make him like the Messiah, the chosen one. That was all later on. So in the first movie, Darth Vader's not even the main villain. It's Grand Moff Tarkin. He's the lead guy. He's the one in charge of the Death Star.
I don't even know what he looks like.
Exactly. He's Peter Cushing.
Nope. Doesn't help me.
He's dead. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys.
You ready?
Star Wars. Okay. So we haven't even talked about Obi-Wan. Let's just real quick give our non-spoiler review.
Wait. Okay. So when do we do for better or worse?
After our non-spoiler
review.
Don't you watch the podcast, listen to the podcast?
We've only done one episode.
This is our second episode of this version of the podcast.
That's true. Don't remember.
I think it's pretty boring.
Non-spoiler review.
I don't like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. I think he is kind of like a boring, mopey character. And I get it. He's sad because they lost at the end of episode 3 and he's been in hiding. But what kind of kills me, especially about the fan reaction, because everyone I know loves this show. Everyone I know who's watched it. So I feel like a crazy person. They already did this in episode 8 with old man Luke Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
Who was a grumpy, mopey, like not in with the Force anymore kind of thing.
Yeah, but that Luke had charisma.
Everyone hated it. Everyone hated it. They got so mad about that.
Right.
And now they're doing the same thing with Obi-Wan, but with none of the wry sarcasm and like a-holery of Mark Hamill.
So, what I think people, now that you're saying that, people don't like change. So they want the Luke they know.
Right. This is already, right. We already knew that Obi-Wan was doing this.
Right.
So everyone's like, I want to see it. Yeah. So like, I don't know, this version of Obi-Wan has like no charm, no like, like interesting things to say.
Ewan McGregor, if you don't start singing, I don't know why I'm still watching.
Or like say a cool line or something. Like
give us some good
Alec
dialogue.
Guinness, Obi-Wan had some like awesome lines.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Not right, like
no, that's the only line.
That's the only line he has.
It's a great line.
That's not a moon.
No.
A more civilized weapon. What is it from a more civilized age? We're talking about lightsaber. Mm-hmm. He's just. Obi-Wan works really well as like the Gandalf of the first Star Wars movie. He is the sage, the wise sage. Everyone learns about the hero's journey. That's what Star Wars is. He's the wise sage. That's how his character works. I don't need to see a movie all about Gandalf. I think if you watch a movie just about Gandalf, it's going to be boring.
See,
Gandalf doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I'm going to disagree with you. Gandalf has personality. He has adventures.
I guess.
He's witty.
But like in my head, if you watch the original Star Wars, in my brain,
that's like watching.
That's what Obi-Wan also had.
No, that's
head.
like watching a movie about Sauron. Like Sauron is a sourpuss. The guy who's on the tower that like gets all the orcs and stuff.
Okay, but like he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. All right, my take on this, not spoiler review, is yes, it's boring. I don't like the writing. I don't know if that's a Star Wars thing or a me thing. You guys let me know.
The
maybe
acting's not great.
the acting's not great.
It's like Star Wars isn't known for like great acting, but
it's like when I'm watching it, I don't care. And when I watched The Mandalorian and I didn't hear anything about Star Wars, the music was amazing. The characters barely said anything in Mandalorian.
he barely talks.
And you're like,
The easiest money Pedro Pascal ever made in his life.
right? You're on like the edge of your seat trying to find out what's going to happen and like the antics that they come up with.
There was like almost no dumb Star Wars stuff in The Mandalorian season 1. It felt like a Western.
And I feel like maybe that's what's like getting in the way is the language that Star Wars people use.
It's like not interesting writing. And here's the other thing. This is a character show, right? I mean, literally the show is named after a character, right? So this is a show held up by its characters, and its main character is boring. Like, just he's so boring in this. Like, he doesn't have any sort of like interesting characteristics. He's just kind of sad and like not in a fun way like Luke was, where he's like grumpy and like fun about it.
Yeah.
Not fun, but you know what I mean? Like, Mark Hamill is like
there was still
kind of an a-hole in like an entertaining way.
Right, but there was something like still behind Luke. Like I cannot put when we do the spoiler review, we'll probably be able to explain ourselves more. Please.
Like he's drinking milk and there's like milk going down his face in the episode 8, and like he throws the lightsaber.
Luke.
Like there was some entertainment value to old man Luke.
We're only 3 episodes in, so perhaps
at maybe some
how
point
many
Ewan McGregor's like, I
know?
remember how to act. There's 6, so we only watched episodes 1 through 2, 3. So we're halfway through the season.
We're halfway through. And like, please feel free to like DM us, let us know, comment.
I'll fight
on
you
YouTube.
in the comment. Please DM us. I will argue with you about this.
I just want to hear like, what don't we get?
Like wait, what am I not seeing here? Because everyone else I've talked to is like, it's so fun. I love it. It's great. Except for all the racists. Racists are not fan of this.
No.
Because the main villain is African-American. So Star Wars fans are like full of racists, apparently.
And like Ewan McGregor had to like make a statement.
Yeah, there's a funny, the Australian guys who we listen to all the time. It was like, this is the first time guys made a video in his car that was for good instead of for bad. So yeah, so like, I don't understand why, if you don't like a show and you don't like a character, you would then attack the like race of the actor playing it.
Well, and then the act, it's like
the same thing happened to Kelly Marie Tran for episode 8. Everyone hated her character, and they like abused her to the point where she had to like delete her Twitter. They like basically took her out of episode 9.
People, you gotta chill.
It's just Star Wars, guys.
It's just Star Wars, and they're real people.
That's
another
opinion I have that like a lot of Star Wars fans get upset about. Where I'm like, it's just like a couple of good movies. They're just a couple of good movies, guys.
I'm trying to think about what I would.
It's not like a religion.
Wait.
Not like above all other movies.
What would I be upset about if you told me it's just a show? It's just a movie, and
Torah's just a book.
No.
It's just
a
book.
No, a show. I have it in my head.
Supernatural.
You're right.
But Supernatural's bad.
Supernatural's so good.
No one treats Supernatural like it's good.
I do.
People treat Star Wars like it's like a religion.
I watched Supernatural 5 times, you guys. It is not just a show to me. And one day I will sit down and watch it again without him, because he probably won't sit through it again.
You know what? It's a fun thing I used to do when I was younger, because I thought that like the amount of like nonsense in Star Wars is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Just like go on Wikipedia, the like Star Wars Wikipedia, and just go to any random article, and you would be shocked with the level of detail some author working for Lucasfilm came up with for like even the most mundane background character will have like a 20-page Wikipedia article about
this is why Star Wars is boring.
It's just 3 good movies.
This is why.
Couple of good video games, and some nonsense.
Where's the Avatar stuff, you guys? Where's that? I'm just trying to think of a big universe.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Avatar: The Blue People? It's coming back.
People.
They're coming back.
But hear me out, right? People have made this crazy universe, right, of Star Wars with things that were not in the original movies. There's all these things that happen, other stories, right?
The extended, yes.
Where's the Avatar extended universe? There's a whole planet.
I don't think Avatar's that good.
I know. Well,
I think that's why Avatar's not nearly as good as the. I guess
I'm just trying to think of like a big, because like they don't even do that. Harry Potter.
Can't say that about Marvel, because Marvel has got the same stuff, a ton of stuff.
Well, but that's like a comic that's been going on. They have so many stories for that,
Yes.
right? That's different.
But Star Wars was like that in the 80s and 90s.
There was
when they weren't
comics?
making movies, a ton of comic books,
Oh.
comics. They all when Disney bought them, all that stuff became non-canon. So
You
that way
guys.
Disney can make their own stuff.
You guys, you got to
It's
chill.
called Legends, so that's all the stuff that's not canon anymore.
Sorry.
So the only things that are canon to Star Wars are the original movies, the prequels, the Clone Wars TV show, all the Disney Plus stuff, any video games that have come out since then, and any comics made by Marvel since they bought. Because Marvel does the comics now.
Okay.
So only the stuff that's happened since Disney is considered canon.
All right. Are you ready?
Okay,
now?
for our non-spoiler review.
Wait. For better, for worse.
Our non-spoiler review.
We're done. We just
I
did
know. Do you watch the podcast? Do you listen to the podcast?
That. What are you doing next?
Now you say the for better or worst.
That's what I was
All
gonna
right,
do.
so this is our non-spoiler review. I'm getting cat hair on my face.
You should just lead it next time.
So okay, you tell them. For better or worse?
Oh my God.
Can you guess?
Worse.
Yeah, worse. Worse for me. I don't like it. We're going to finish it for the podcast and because Toby needs a good nap. Toby fell asleep during all 3 episodes.
All 3. We had
Yeah,
to stop
so-
that. Maybe, did I say wait for the first one? I definitely fell asleep for the other 2.
For worse, for me too. We didn't even mention Baby Leia. I don't like Baby Leia. I'm sorry.
We're
I feel
getting
bad for
there.
the child actor.
We did non-spoiler review, so we'll get there.
Oh, that is a spoiler. Spoilers. I forgot that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Leia's in it. Okay, Toby. So please, as someone who stayed awake for the entire show, I'm covered in cat hair right now. For someone who stayed awake for the entire show, please give a spoiler recap of the show.
Okay, stayed awake for the whole thing every time I watched it. Okay. Starts off
Order 66 was the first scene.
all the kids die.
So it's at the
Right.
it's at the Jedi Temple.
Right, Jedi Temple. Stormtroopers are coming in.
It's like, just pause real quick. So we talked about Stranger Things season 1.
How about I'm going to,
Season 4. Just stay right there. We talked about how Stranger Things season 1 had all those kids being killed.
yeah, there was,
And there was the warning because there was the Uvalde shooting.
yeah.
Obi-Wan takes place in a school, right? Because the Jedi Temple is a school. They're in class, and then they all get murdered. No warning.
No, they don't. You don't see it.
You don't see it, but
that's
everyone
implied.
knows, all the kids die.
Right.
They have to say younglings. They
Like
don't say,
Disney Plus, you're going to have
So-
racist
Yeah.
things coming up. You should have a warning hey,
a bunch of younglings.
right?
get
This
murdered.
might trigger you.
Yeah, they say younglings. So they get in trouble for saying children were murdered.
Yikes.
Anyway.
Okay.
So it starts off Order 66.
Yeah. So, and the reason they're killing all the Jedi is because the New Order
What are you
doesn't,
talking about? The New Order is the sequels.
because the
You don't know. You never saw episode 3,
Empire.
so you don't know.
Empire
Yes, the brand new, newly formed Empire.
doesn't like Jedi.
So he's killing all of them.
So
Order
they're
66.
killing all of
Okay,
them.
I don't know why they're showing it in this because I'm assuming because
Because you need to have an understanding about why these 2 babies are getting separated and hidden.
I guess just watch episode 3
Right, but
because they don't show Luke and Leia as babies.
yeah, but they're not going to say, hey, watch this long movie in order to understand this TV show.
You got Disney Plus. I think the reason they're showing it is because the main villain, the girl, what's her name? You got to look up the. I think the main villain was
The third
a child
sister?
during Order 66.
Third
Yeah, because
sister?
she's young.
She is young.
Right? It's 10 years later. So this show takes place 10 years after episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her 20s. So I'm guessing that she was a little kid at during Order 66.
Right, because what was crazy is that these people finding Jedis to kill
Are all, former washed up Jedi.
So they can use the Force, they can move things, they have lightsabers.
Those are from the Clone Wars TV show. The Inquisitor has been around for a while.
Okay.
So the Grand Inquisitor has already been a thing in Star Wars.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that she hates Obi-Wan so much and hates the Jedi so much because she was a little kid during Order 66 and they basically let her die, instead of helping defend her.
And I think that
Or,
makes
let all of her and her friends, she's not dead. You know what I mean? Let her friends die.
yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big part of her character eventually. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So it's 10 years later. They show the only scene that I think people wanted to see. I think this whole show was created around someone being like, man, what if we saw Obi-Wan watching after Luke? I feel like this whole show was centered around that one scene Then they did that one scene, and they're like, "Oh, we have to make a
this is boring.
show.
Hang on.
This is a boring idea."
Hang on. They saw that scene. They're like, okay, Luke's just gonna look through binoculars for 6 episodes.
Oh, there's a reason why George Lucas never showed this because it's boring. So they showed Obi-Wan. He's on Tatooine.
Who's telling this recap?
Go ahead.
Okay, he's on Tatooine. He has a regular job, eats meat, cuts meat, eats it, brings it
weird
home.
salmon meat.
Gives it to his camel. Not a camel,
Yeah,
it's an
like,
alien.
is he eating it or is the camel eating it?
I don't know. Unclear. Goes to live in a hole in the desert.
He also
in
uses a regular
cave.
knife, which I thought was interesting because he has lightsabers.
But he can't use a lightsaber. Jedis are hidden. And he goes and he is watching Luke and creeping on him. And
Looks over the binocular. They show baby Luke from a distance. And I'm good. I was like, don't show baby Luke because that's the one thing I didn't want to see in this show was like baby Luke and baby Leia because for the most part, child actors in Star Wars haven't mixed well.
It's true.
And like, just don't show me baby Luke. So they did it from a distance. I was like, great.
Yeah, but we
They're
don't know if
not
he's
going to
gonna-
ruin Luke and Leia.
We don't
They're
know.
not showing child actors playing them. It's from a distance.
just wait.
They had the guy. He had his little goggles on. He was pretending to be a pilot. We know that Luke likes to be a
Adorable.
pilot.
Adorable.
I was like, cool. They're not going to ruin Luke and Leia, just like the sequel. The prequels didn't ruin Han. You know, it's bad enough we saw them as babies in the prequels. They didn't ruin Han Solo as a baby. Cool. That's what I thought.
So then we have him living on Tatooine. You have all these Grand Inquisitors
Yeah, the
coming
Inquisitors,
in.
like 3 dark Jedis, former Jedis.
Right, so
hunting,
hunting Jedis.
Jedis. Hunting other Jedis for the Empire.
Right.
And, okay, go ahead.
Something happens.
And they basically fish him out by like being mean to people. So like they be mean to people
Right.
so that the Jedis come out and like
So
try to save
literally
people.
when one Inquisitor
The
played
grand
by
one?
Moses Ingram.
Okay, that's
No,
the one
no,
that all the racists don't like, yes?
Yeah. Inquisitor Reva, third sister.
You have to keep calling her the third sister.
Third sister?
Yeah.
How offensive. I'm the first sister of 3.
Well, I don't see any other women or
No,
other
there's that
sisters.
weird looking one.
That's a guy.
No. There's a girl one in there. She's got like weird things. You should see.
Then
But yeah,
shouldn't
and the
Jen-
guy.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, so she's like to Luke's uncle, like, I'm gonna kill this guy and this family if you guys don't tell me where this Jedi is.
No, you skipped a part.
Yeah, because it sucked and it boring.
Yeah, you
and
skipped
none
the
of it's
part
important.
where, or maybe I'm skipping a part. So
Nah, there was like another Jedi. That's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm talking
do
about.
fish out some random Jedi we've never seen before, and then he runs away, and then he runs into Obi-Wan in like the desert, in the middle of the desert,
And he's like,
and he
"Oh,
recognizes him.
Oh, hey, Obi!
Yeah, Obi-Wan, like,
Hey,
help me, and he's like, no,
Yeah,
I'm Ben, leave me alone.
Right, like this is not the Obi-Wan you're
Well, you
looking
can't use the mind
for.
trick on another
Yeah,
Jedi.
but would that not have been
Tobes.
perfect? What are you
Yeah.
doing? You want fan service?
Or just kill him.
Give me the line.
If you're not going to help, like, I just kill him.
Right, like they're looking for him anyway.
Well, Obi-Wan's also, I think, not using the Force on purpose so he doesn't get, like, caught.
yeah,
Because, like, he doesn't know who's around still. So he basically tells the guy, like, F off, I'm not going to help you. Like, go die. Or, like,
Right,
go,
like, peace.
go take your lightsaber and bury it in the ground somewhere. Like, whatever. So then the guy gets hung. They hang him up in the middle of
actually,
town square.
I have to say, Disney Plus added some weird like murders, like not like
a
murders,
couple
like
murders.
deaths.
Yeah.
like there were like
They don't show him getting hung. It's like he's just
they
dead
don't show
already.
him getting hung, but like in a later episode, there's like lasers and just and then some. Like,
Oh, that's like goofy.
that's not goofy.
Pretty goofy.
Someone gets like split in
Yeah.
half.
So Obi-Wan at this point, I guess he's so focused on like protecting Luke Skywalker that he doesn't want anyone else to know that he's still alive and that he's a Jedi. I guess at this point, Yoda's just on Dagobah hanging out in the swamp, being a Muppet, just being a weird old Muppet.
We don't see Yoga.
You don't see Yoda, but this is like the
Yoda.
point of the story where they're just like hiding. Like this, they just skipped over this in the,
Well, because it's again
boring.
There's
So,
a
like,
reason
all right.
it was skipped.
So I'm thinking like the writer of the show. Okay, obviously at this point, Obi-Wan would not leave Tatooine for anyone
So bored.
who needs his help. So what's the one character that would be in trouble that's as important as Luke that would make him leave Tatooine to go help them? And the only character that fits that bill, unfortunately for everybody,
It's Leia.
is Leia. So they show little baby Leia. Listen, I don't know the name of the child actress.
So
I'm not against all child actors. Obviously, we just talked about
she's
Stranger
like
Things.
the first picture. So her name is Vivian Lyra Blair, and she is from Bird Box. So this is the first place I saw her in Bird
mean the
Box
show
on
where she
Netflix
can't
with
talk,
Sandra
or-
Bullock. That's the one where they don't
can't look,
say.
so we don't see her eyes.
But I remember liking her in Bird Box. She was young.
This isn't her fault.
Like, what?
So this isn't her fault, is what you're saying.
I'm saying it's the writing. I'm saying that the writing in this show is trash, and the words that they're making these people say are not natural.
Especially her. So they're making her talk like adult Carrie Fisher Leia, which is not how children. I didn't talk like this as a child.
They don't, because they don't.
Because she's 10.
She's 10. So so she looks younger than 10. And in her defense, when they filmed this, she probably was. So it's like a little. It's stranger for a kid to play younger, right, on TV.
Yeah,
Normally
whatever.
they play.
She's fine. She's 10. Whatever.
No, but she looks younger. So the fact that they're making her speak like, I don't know, a
20-year-old
like
Carrie Fisher,
right? Like that's an issue. And just what she does, and just the way she interacts with her parents is weird. And then like. There should be, I'm sorry, I'm skipping it. I'm like not even recapping because I just need to talk about this. The way that what's missing is the chemistry. So like in every like teacher, student, like mentor, kid, grumpy old man, kid, think of Up.
I mean, just watch the original Star Wars.
Look at the original.
Even the connection, like just the just the interaction between like Luke and Han and Leia, they feel like regular people interacting with each other.
But like thinking about anything you've seen where there's an older person and a younger kid, that younger kid is like sassy, is cute, is fun, and the older guy is like playing off of them. There's none of that.
No.
Like Luke.
You're talking about with Obi-Wan.
With Obi-Wan. Oh, sorry.
We skipped a whole bunch.
I can't because recapping it is. I don't want to recap it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to. I'm bored. I'm bored. So I don't think we should recap it because it's a dumb show. We should only talk about the parts that we like. Fair?
I guess.
I'm so sorry. I can't recap it. I'm falling asleep again.
You can just take a nap. I'll just continue.
No, please don't recap it.
So anyway.
Please don't recap it.
Yeah, so basically the basic premise is that Princess Leia gets kidnapped and Obi-Wan has to go save her whilst the Inquisitors are coming after him.
Right, and the reason they kidnap Leia is because the Inquisitor knows that Obi-Wan is going to be removed from hiding to go
somehow
save
she
her.
knows who Obi-Wan is. She knows that Obi-Wan's protecting the offspring of Darth Vader. She knows that Darth Vader's Anakin Skywalker. She knows he has kids.
This is the third sister.
No one knows this.
All of this.
Even Darth Vader doesn't know it at this point. Or I guess she doesn't know that that's Darth Vader's kids. I think she just knows that
they're important.
Jimmy
They're
Smits
Jedis.
and Obi-Wan are friends.
I guess.
So if she kidnaps Jimmy Smits' daughter, then he'll protect her. Whatever. So like, fine. But yes, generally when you have a show about an old person and a baby, or like Up or whatever, there's like entertainment value.
Like, give me Doctor Strange and I almost called him Tobey
And America
Maguire.
Chavez.
No. Ugh. That also wasn't a good combo.
Oh, so then what are you saying?
No, I'm talking about Doctor Strange and Spider-Man.
Oh.
Or Robert Downey Jr. Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay,
That's a good
yes,
combo.
right.
That's what you want to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or like literally anybody in Spider-Man.
Literally.
Other Spider-Mans and Spider-Man.
Right. Give me Tobey Maguire and Tom. What's his name?
Obi-Wan and Luke. Although he's not like a little kid.
No,
but like they interact.
There's no chemistry.
No,
and the
there's
writing.
none.
I'm falling asleep because the writing is also terrible. Like, okay, so we're skipping around. I'm just going to talk about parts that I remember because I was sleeping. Okay? Gino's going to have to bear with me.
Nobody remembers her eyelids. Can I just say one thing about the acting real quick?
Yes.
So one of the things that Ewan McGregor always complained about the prequels and like why his acting was bad, he blamed it on the fact that it was CGI. So he had no character, he had no actor to bounce off of. Like he was just talking to nothing. Okay, well, dude, now you do have an actor to bounce off of, and you're still doing a bad job. So what's your excuse now?
I don't. Right, like I'm trying to think about him in so Moulin Rouge is one of my favorite movies.
We got to rewatch it. Maybe it sucks.
I don't think it sucks. I think maybe he just like yells a lot is like what I'm starting to feel. Like love is a many splendid thing. Like I feel like
maybe it's not good.
Maybe
you got to rewatch it.
Well, now he's also like quiet in this. So in Obi-Wan, he's like quiet because Gino made a good point while we were watching. He's imitating old Obi-Wan.
That was true in the prequels too.
Right,
he's
but
like
it's not,
also trying to imitate
it's not good.
Alec Guinness. Like you can't top Alec Guinness. I'm sorry. He's like has this ethereal quality to Obi-Wan.
Right.
Partially because he didn't like all the actors in the original Star Wars didn't give a crap, and it just made for some reason it just made their character so much better.
Well, but also like think about it. grown old men were probably not that way when they're younger. Like, there needs to be a reason that like, no, like.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay. I'm trying to say that over time, people grow wiser with their experiences.
Like Obi-Wan.
So why, when he was younger, couldn't he have been like a jovial character?
A fun, right. He's so boring in the prequels.
He's so boring. And in this, he's still
boring in this.
I get it, you guys. All of his friends are dead.
I get it.
I get it. But you know what? Batman's parents had died too. And I was a big fan of
even Robert Pattinson made a joke. He made a joke.
Right. Like, even he had me being sulky, and I can't.
I think the only entertaining line that Obi-Wan has in this is when Leia says something ridiculous that like only a 30-year-old person would say, and he's like, "How old are you?" I think that was the only entertaining line. You might have been asleep.
I think I remember. They're like walking through the thing.
Yeah, I saw some stupid fan theory online that they're saying that, the reason why little kid Leia is so good at reading people and is talking like an adult is because she has the Force, which is a common trope among Star Wars fans, that if there's something dumb or bad in Star Wars, they just blame the Force. Oh, it was the Force. Like,
that's a cop-out, you guys.
It's such a cop-out. It's always a cop-out.
You're trying to protect the writing.
Why did Natalie Portman die in the? It was the will of the Force.
That's the Force wanted.
Why did Anakin come around with no death? It was the will of the Force. It was the Force.
Insane.
Why did these two characters who have nothing to do with each other? Why did Rey, who was originally just like some random person on a planet somewhere, happen to run into like Harrison Ford?
The Force.
It was the Force.
The Force wanted.
So anything bad that ever happens with writing in Star Wars, it was the will of the Force. It was the will of the Force.
No, you got to make there's got to be a good reason.
Yes.
And I think that's where this falls short for me. Again, like I said it in our I'm sorry, I'm like pulling all the other podcasts for you guys that you should listen to.
Our podcast only.
Our podcast.
Delete all the other ones.
Right. But so like in Doctor Strange, like I felt like there was something missing, like a heart, like that connection with the characters. You know who I was connected to? I was connected to Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, he's the
Jedi.
only good character in this. I like the concept of there's like because it's like 10 years after the Jedi gone extinct, that there's like a fake Jedi doing all kinds of weird magic tricks to like think
for money.
People, yeah.
So like he's a con artist.
He's a con artist Jedi.
He's a con man.
He uses like magnets and like he has like remote control windows. He can close the windows.
You want to have natural writing? His dialogue is the most natural.
Yeah, probably because he was just like, this script is stupid. I'm gonna make it.
And you know what? I hope that's what he did.
That's the best Star Wars movies are like that. Like, there's a famous line by Harrison Ford where the original Star Wars, he goes to George Lucas and he's like, "Hey man, this script is bad. Like, you can write this stuff, but you sure as hell can't say it." And they just like made up their own lines.
But
that's why it's such a good movie.
And that is exactly the problem with this. Like, it feels like they're trying to, and this is how it always felt about Star Wars. They're trying to be like Shakespearean or like some sort of like romantic language. It is a space
opera. I will give them that. It's a space opera. It's supposed to have like a
but like the cadence is bad. Like just the way like like what other? All right. So something else that I remember is that Leia. We're talking about her reading people, right? So like Leia was kidnapped, bring her to some other planet, I think, right? And Luke rescues her. They're running through. Luke is keeping sorry, I keep saying Luke. Obi-Wan is keeping secrets from her because
I don't think he admits that he's a Jedi at any point.
Right, but when do they have time to talk? They're running from kidnappers. This is not time to like chit-chat, Leia. He's not hiding things from you. You don't have time to talk.
Right.
So like stop talking.
You are kidnapped and you're getting saved by your dad's friend. I guess you don't know him, but like
you're being like that's the thing.
I guess you can't. I was gonna say you use your Jedi mind control on her to shut her up.
But not even
she has the Force.
She has the Force. But like also like I understand that she is like rebellious. She's like a big kid. You just got kidnapped.
Like I said, that's the thing. This kind of ruins adult Leia for me because like I don't need to know what she was like as a kid. Like the thing with all these prequels is that the thoughts I have in my head about these characters are always going to be about like what their backstory is always going to be better than what the actual backstory they come up with. I just like Leia as she is in this. I don't need to see her as like a smarmy little kid.
Well, and then I don't understand how this builds her backstory.
It doesn't
because she was just a princess, right?
Yeah, like a princess, but like a senator also at some point.
Right, so like, this princess.
Oh, they keep saying like, one day you'll be a senator.
Wink, wink.
I'm going to be like, one day you'll fly through space like Mary Poppins. Then your son's gonna blow you up.
You're hitting me hard over here.
I'm sorry, Toby.
So like, I didn't like that she was like, "Oh, you're keeping secrets from me."
I just don't need to see these little kids. It's not the kid's fault. She's
it's not
like
her
a
fault.
fine actor.
It's not her fault. It is the writing. It is bad. And then, right, it's Luke. I keep doing it. Obi-Wan
not
is like,
as entertaining as Luke. Mark Hamill is entertaining as Luke.
Well,
There's always this edge to Mark Hamill's Luke that I love.
I keep picturing Luke. I'm not picturing
Right.
I almost said Jude Law. Ewan McGregor.
Same thing.
I know, right?
You could put Jude Law in this; it would be exactly the same.
It would be because I don't think their acting is different.
Yeah.
Hot take.
And it's like not a character. You don't have to act as Obi-Wan. Just be sad. And boring.
So anyway, right? So Obi-Wan is like to Leia, "Stay here." Obviously, you guys, she doesn't freaking stay there because she's rebellious. So
he's also like kind of mean to her, and not in like a fun way, like the character,
right,
the dad
he's just
from Up.
mean.
I guess they just wanted Up. I guess that's what we're saying. We just wanted Star Wars Up.
Right.
If you're gonna do this kind of story where like Luke's gonna be walking around with Leia, give us Star Wars Up.
Also, like, I guess Leia's not like that likable right now.
In general, Leia, even in the original trilogy, is like kind of a B word. But it's like fun.
The only time I like Leia is when she's interacting with her little robot Lola. That's it.
Oh, you're talking about the kid still?
Yeah.
Because my favorite Leia is in the bathing suit.
Of course she is.
Adult Carrie Fisher Leia.
Of course. I'm not doing that.
I don't want you to. I don't know.
Okay, good. Anyway, so finally, what I'm trying to say is that the bounty hunters like watch goes off and it's a picture of Luke and
Obi-Wan.
I can't, you guys. Obi-Wan and Leia is like, why is it a picture of you?
Are you a Jedi?
Did they kidnap me in order to get to you? This is
how did you figure all that out? Like, oh, I forgot, Toby. She figured it out because of the Force. The Force told her.
No.
Of course.
Now, again, maybe you're saying, man, you guys are real critical of this. You just did a Stranger Things episode and you didn't question how Hopper walked and ran barefoot with a broken leg all the way to another place, right? I mean, like, that's fair. One of my friends brought it up. He's like, how did Hopper walk so much on a broken foot? And I was like, exactly.
He's fat.
You know what?
Like fat guy.
It's a great show. How did he not get what's it called when you're frozen on your feet? Frostbite. Frostbite on his feet.
He's got fat guy
endurance. He was barefoot the whole time. This because the writing was good, and if you
characters are entertaining, they're likable, so you kind of ignore all that other stuff.
And in this, that's all you see.
You could nitpick any movie, but if the characters are entertaining and likable. Or you're not even likable, but entertaining and, carry the movie.
Right.
Then you ignore all the other stuff.
Well, and even there's another clip that I'm remembering or like a little part where they're like running through the other planet and he's like trying to tell Leia, like, it's dangerous here. This like weird looking alien comes up and she's like, and like that settles her down. There was no build up. It was exactly. It's a dumb part.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like, I don't know. Okay, well then, and then I guess the one part, so now Leia doesn't trust Obi-Wan and she's running away. He's being shot at by bounty hunters because he's trying to
jumps off a building. And even though like at any point, so now what bothers me, so like during the show, he's not using the Force because he doesn't get caught.
Right.
But then like sometimes he does use the Force. And then sometimes in situations where it'd be great for him to use the Force, he doesn't. So they go into a meth lab. He's trying to find like the kidnappers. So he goes into a meth lab. And at some point, I think they made it pretty clear, he uses the Force to make something blow up.
I didn't think so.
Or something I thought he used the Force.
I thought it was,
and then just like fist fights dudes.
No, I thought it was spices. You know how you use like a
drug,
powder bomb?
spice.
Right, like
a drug in the Star Wars
right, so I think he just broke it on the ground.
I saw it on a Bunsen burner just exploding, so I just thought he did use the Force for that.
We're gonna have to rewatch.
Leave a comment, but okay. So like from what I saw, he used the Force to make something blow up.
Right, but I think
and then
you're wrong.
never used it again.
Yeah.
And then like at parts he's like getting attacked, and he gets like grabbed, and at no point he's just like throws them against the wall with the Force.
There's no way he used the Force yet because they wouldn't have made that such a big deal.
That he used the Force?
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Leia jumps off a building, and even though he's been getting shot at and like all this stuff, he hasn't used the Force. So he uses the Force to like save Leia. My own little headcanon is that he doesn't use the Force to save Leia, and then Leia just saved herself.
Ah.
So I think maybe we're gonna find that out later, that he's like, yeah, I never used the Force.
He like couldn't.
Like he can't use the Force anymore. And so that Leia, because we never really see him use the Force in
really just lightsabers.
Star Wars Episode 4.
He
I don't
just
think he
used
ever.
lightsabers?
He fights a lightsaber duel poorly, and then he uses the Force to like.
And he loses his hand.
He uses the Force to like go into the afterlife, but like I don't think we see. So my little headcanon is that
Spoiler: Obi-Wan dies.
Obi-Wan dies in the original Star Wars. Is that he didn't use the Force to save Leia? She saved herself.
He
was just like,
that'll be a nice twist.
Yeah, because like he's disconnected from the Force like Luke is, then he like can't just like turn it back on.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. So
he seemed like he did it. He didn't seem surprised, but their acting might have been bad.
Who knows?
Right, but he wasn't like.
I don't think he would have been surprised if Leia could use the Force.
I think he would have been surprised that like he
knows
did
who her
it.
dad
Yeah, but I
is.
feel like he's still. I feel like he took credit. We're not watching it again, you guys.
Well, we're watching episode 4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
Can we talk about the only part? Because I think we're done talking about how bad it is. Oh, I guess there's a couple of good parts. They run into Zach. They go. They get off the original planet with Leia. They end up in the whatever part of California they filmed all the Power Rangers episodes in.
Like dust and
like
desert.
all the it's the same place in
Yeah.
California. They film like everything there in California. It's like there's like a rocks there. It's like some national park or something. So they go to where the Power Rangers fight. And they run into like an anteater kind of thing. Zach.
No, not a star mole.
Oh yeah, a mole alien that's played by Zach Braff.
And you recognize his voice for those scrub and like I don't know Garden State lovers. I didn't recognize his voice until Gino was like, I still don't know Zach Braff. Gino just said it was. And I was like, I thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah, so they have to they get in the truck, they have to lie to stormtroopers, and then Zach Braff rats
him out. And then this is where there's so this is ridiculous.
God,
there's
allergies
lasers.
are killing me right
yeah,
now.
sorry.
My
Millie
eyeball must
really
be
got
huge.
Gino. So there were lasers as a checkpoint you can't go through. However,
the guy fell on it.
The guy fell on it, broke in half. However, there were sides. Go around.
Just walk
the
around.
Lasers.
Or go up the mountain. There's not that big of a mountain.
It wasn't even that big of a gap.
Yeah, you don't have to stay on the normal humans can hike that and they're not in danger. Just go around the mountain. You're in the middle of nowhere.
It's like from that movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights. This ain't exactly the Mississippi.
Yeah.
I'm on one side. I'm on the other side.
Just go around it.
I don't get it.
And whatever. Can we talk about the only so far good scene in this show?
Tell me.
You were asleep.
Oh, I don't know it.
So I didn't think they were going to do this until afterwards. So, and this I think is the only example of good writing. It's getting so dark.
I know.
We forgot to turn the light on. Whatever. The only go. Why don't you go turn the
while Gino tells us thing that I fell asleep during.
Ceiling light.
Yeah.
The only example of good writing. They're just about to get out of the Power Rangers planet, and freaking Darth Vader shows up and does exactly what Darth Vader would do. He pretty much does. He just starts murdering people. So we show Darth Vader for the first time murdering civilians. He's just slowly walking down a street, killing people, just snapping their necks, killing them, throwing them against the wall.
This is at the end?
People are screaming. They're running. Civilians. It's wow, Darth Vader's actually a murderer.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I didn't know you were asleep. There was a murdering happening on screen. So Darth Vader is just murdering people. Obi-Wan's no, not getting involved in this. Nope. Because Obi-Wan at some point in this learns that Anakin's still alive. So I guess he didn't, which makes sense.
Oh, because Reva tells him.
Yeah, the main character the main villain tells him that Darth Vader's still alive, Anakin's still alive. So I think this is his first time seeing Anakin as the suited Darth Vader. And clearly Darth Vader's been lifting weights and keeping in shape, and Obi-Wan hasn't. So he's just
so scary.
No.
Yeah.
So he's just running away. Darth Vader sees him and he's like, I'm coming for you. So Darth Vader's just slowly walking. It's what I like. Sometimes when I like these kind of things is when a writer writes the characters in a way that naturally fits how they would act in that situation. If Darth Vader saw Obi-Wan, he's coming for him. If Obi-Wan saw Darth Vader at this point, he wants none of that. So he's running away. Darth Vader corners him. For the first time, Obi-Wan pulls out his lightsaber. They have like a little bit of a duel, but it's like clear that Darth Vader's more powerful at this point.
You guys, I was asleep for so much.
And then in like what was probably one of the more awesome things, there's like I guess like some sort of fuel tank or like a something filled with like flammable material. Darth Vader grabs Obi-Wan in the air, struggling, almost like in Stranger Things when the people they can't get out.
Yeah.
They're struggling, whatever. He's like choking him. He's like, whatever. Doesn't matter how strong Obi-Wan is in the Force, he can't get out. Darth Vader knocks over this like container full of like some sort of fuel, lights it on fire, and just starts dragging Obi-Wan in the fire.
Burning?
He's like, screw you. Like, you made me burn.
Yeah.
I'm burning you now.
Okay.
Which is exactly how Darth Vader would act in that situation. You know Darth Vader has been sitting there on his throne for 10 years being like, I'm going to burn that guy. As soon as I see that guy, I'm going to burn him. I'm like, this is awesome. So there's one awesome scene. And there's one point where Obi-Wan's like, what have you become? What's happened to you? He's like, I am who you made me. I'm like, yeah. So like this is the kind of stuff I wanted to see. It's natural writing. It fits the characters. It was like shocking.
Did that happen in the third episode?
That happened in the third episode.
Just waited that long to do something.
I didn't think it was gonna happen until the end. I guess they're gonna have a rematch in the end. But damn, Darth Vader. Like, if you thought he wasn't messing around and you never saw the Rogue One, there's a scene at the end of Rogue One where he just shows up and murders all of the rebels and, like, basically is just, like, ripping them and cutting them up. This is like that.
Wait, but didn't they do that again in The Mandalorian when Luke came? They did a scene like that?
Yeah, but that was, like, weird and boring and, like, Luke had some weird face on.
Okay, but I'm just trying to, like, bring on like my understanding of the
it's
scene.
like that, but like way awesomer because he grabs Obi-Wan, a character that I don't like at this point.
Should I be concerned that you like Darth Vader so much?
He's a cool character.
Okay.
I don't like Darth Vader out of the suit, but Darth Vader in the suit is awesome.
Oh, and they sprung for James Earl Jones.
But apparently they used, so you know that technology they used to make Luke's
where
voice
you just like
young?
get.
Remember they used like that, like so Lucasfilm for we watched the one episode of Boba Fett where they used like another actor to play Luke or like they used like a synthesizer
to like get all the words that they've said and like put it together.
Yeah. So the way that so there's two ways to use that program. You can just use it to like make a fake Luke voice, like the way that Siri is a fake voice, or you can use it to like have an actor say the lines and then make their voice sound more like Luke. So what they did for this was they took old 90-year-old James Earl, apparently. They took old 90-year-old James Earl Jones, had him read the script and say the lines. Then they used that program to make him sound like younger Darth Vader.
That's interesting.
So to me, that's a much better use of the technology than what they did in Boba Fett, where they just had like, you know, Luke Skywalker Siri reading the lines out.
There's another one we didn't finish.
But anyway, we should go watch that scene. Because it's awesome.
I think we should.
And you're like, I hate you. Like, Obi-Wan sucks in this. And just watching him, like, writhing around in pain, like, yeah, you screwed up. You should have killed him when, he's at one point, he's like, you should have killed me when you had the chance. I'm like, I would have wrote that line. Like, get him. So, does that one scene make up for the entire show? Hell no. Was that scene awesome? Yes. Am I going to watch that scene on YouTube when it pops up in my recommendations? Yes. It was awesome. I can see why they just keep using just throw more Darth Vader in.
Yeah,
keep throwing in Darth Vader.
He has a really great song.
Anytime James Earl Jones talks, I'm like, yeah. I guess I really like Darth Vader. Is what I'm saying.
That's why I asked. Should I be concerned?
Yeah, I really like Darth Vader. He's
concerned.
an awesome villain, but I like the Darth Vader. I don't like Space Jesus Darth Vader. Like, oh, he's the chosen one, whatever. Like, he's like above all things. I like badass. I'm going to kill you. I work for the Empire. F you. You burn me. I'm burning you. And then like some lady shoots him with in the dumb part, some lady that Obi-Wan was like working with to save Leia, like shoots a sniper bolt at Darth Vader. And instead of like
I saw her.
Instantly killing her with the Force, he just like leaves.
Yeah.
So I think in the next episode, Obi-Wan's going to be put in one of those like recovery tanks. Because here's the thing, like during that whole fight scene, I'm like, okay, I know that Obi-Wan doesn't die because he's in
all the other movies.
I know he doesn't get, like, when he was rolling around the fire, I'm like, okay, I know he doesn't get horribly burned because, even though they're showing him getting horribly burned, because Alec Guinness didn't have half his face burned.
But that's the thing about this also, like, the stakes are low.
Right, because, like, we know Leia survives. We know Obi-Wan survives.
Right, like, I don't care. We know Darth Vader survives. So, like, who's dying here?
Not anyone important.
Exactly. And, like...
Jimmy Smits doesn't die, I don't think. Or maybe he does.
We know that the story's not going to get changed.
I didn't realize he was in NYPD Blue.
I loved NYPD Blue.
That's Jimmy, the actress Jimmy Smith. I don't know the character's name, but
I'm gonna have to look at the picture because my parents and I used to watch NYPD Blue.
Yeah, so he's in it. He plays the dad, and he was in the prequels.
I know, but
yeah. So I didn't like it for worse, but that one scene, like, definitely for better. That was awesome, and I didn't know I wanted it until I saw it. So, like, if they just did the scene where he's watching Luke from a distance and just skipped right to this scene, I'd be happy. Just do little shorts. Maybe that's what they should have done. Instead of a movie or a TV show, do like little Obi-Wan shorts.
I think this should have been something different than a series because they don't have enough.
It's only 6 episodes. I will give them that. It's only 6 episodes.
It's only 6, but God, they only needed 3.
Yeah.
Like, if this should have happened in the first episode of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan meeting.
I think you have to build up to this.
I don't think
actually,
so.
they didn't build up to it. It comes out of nowhere.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
you're like, they show Darth Vader in the show, and you're like, oh, he's going to come in later.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like
he's just
Star
boom.
Wars fans know that want this to happen, right?
Yeah, so we thought it was going to happen in the last episode.
So this should have happened right away. This should have been 3 episodes. You get that conflict. You have whatever's happening. Like, do you even need Leia, really? Like, was she important in this?
Well, you need Leia in the sense that what's the only thing that's going to get Obi-Wan to leave the planet? Because if he's so focused on protecting Luke that he did it for like 20 years, and he basically ignored everything else that was happening in the galaxy, then what's the only other thing that's as important as Luke is Leia. So that, from a writing perspective, like, how else do you get him off the planet? That's the only way. I want to see Yoda. I'm just saying that now. I want to see Frank Oz. Bring in Frank Oz. Okay. So at this point, at the end of episode 3, Yoda's like, hey, Qui-Gon Jinn discovered how to, like, stay alive in the Force. I'll teach you how to talk to him. So the whole movie, Obi-Wan keeps trying to talk to Qui-Gon, and he never does. He, like, never responds.
And you think it's going to happen?
So I think at the very end, Liam Neeson showed up being like, hey, you did a bad job. You did a real bad job.
Redeem yourself.
I told you to, or maybe Qui-Gon will be like, don't worry, he'll redeem himself or whatever or something. So Liam Neeson's showing up at some point.
Prediction.
Maybe Darth Vader's about to kill him in their next fight, and Liam Neeson shows up and, like, forces him away.
You know who else is going to show up? We got an Ewok. I like Ewoks.
No, we didn't get an Ewok.
What do we get? The little thing that was a cute scene. Where the little thing comes in and he's like, oh, I need this part.
Oh, that was a Sand People.
Sorry, a Sand People. That was cute.
A Jabberwocky. Sand People, no. But the little ones that, like, steal stuff and sell droids. Yeah, there's probably some sort of racial
That was like
stereotype.
a really fun, when he was like, next time you steal from me.
Like, at least to clean it.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good line.
That was a good line.
Yeah, that was a good interaction.
Like, I needed more of that.
Yeah,
writing
more
was
of that
good.
kind of. Apparently, Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars is, like, very charismatic, very quippy, very fun.
Like, that's what people want.
So I think that's another thing is a lot of Star Wars fans who watch the Clone Wars. That's the version of Obi-Wan and Anakin that they then superimpose onto the real movies. But you can't do that. That's a different thing.
The guy who made Clone Wars did Mandalorian, right?
And this show.
I'm
pretty sure it's the same people.
Ugh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but there's no what's-his-face doing this, because what's-his-face did the dinosaur show.
I'm sure he's involved, Jon Favreau.
Yeah,
We'll look.
face?
I'm going to show you that scene right now, so we'll look.
So we'll see. Jon Favreau should just be doing everything. We're watching the prehistoric dinosaur show on
Apple TV, Prehistoric Planet. Yeah,
and it's
great.
awesome. Yeah. It's narrated by
Sir David Attenborough.
It's fantastic. It's just like Planet Earth.
We might talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe we will. We got a couple episodes.
We are bio teachers, so. I had one more thing I want to say, but I forgot.
I'm sorry I ruined it.
No, it was probably dumb anyway. But, like,
I can't.
Yeah, I will finish it. What I was going to say is that fight with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, like, there's a line in episode 4 where Darth Vader's like, last time we met, I was the student, but now I'm the master. That kind of throws that line out because, like, clearly they've met several times.
Right.
So, like, because in this one, he don't look like the student. He looks 10 times more powerful than when he was in episode 4. He kicks the crap out of Obi-Wan.
So, listen, for worse.
Yeah, for worse.
For worse.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah,
Please leave angry comments. I'll fight with you in the comments.
I'll fight with you. I'm sorry. I do the closing and the opening. It's my show. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to For Better or Worse. If you like what you heard and want to know more, visit our website for better or worse at buzzsprout.com and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you use so you never miss an episode. Like and subscribe to our show on YouTube so you can see what we look like.
You can see all my allergies in my eye. Watch me rubbing my eyes the whole time.
From our cat, which you can also see. To let us know what you think, comment, and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps the show. Share. Tell your friends. And we'll see you next time when we talk more TV and movies. Movies and TV.
I need Claritin.
Bye. You didn't want to say bye?
Bye.